This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 6. It reads, "But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, must believe that he is, and he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him." Shalom, shalom, Akim. Before I begin, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Makakodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who run and teach well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Salaki Hakim, bear with me, Baba Kishah. Damn cat want to be a fucking demon all of a sudden. Salaki Hakim. But like I said, you know, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who run teach well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. And the 1/3 who believe. Okay, to the few sincere Aquas who are listening in truth and sincerity, I say Shalom. I'm the brother Gabaya Allah, alright? And I'm coming out here with another lesson. Okay, and this lesson is going to be entitled, "He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him." Okay, so this whole, book of Hebrews, chapter 11, it goes into the faith. It goes into pretty much how having faith is very prevalent in this ministry, you know, and it's very true, you know, and it goes into the accounts of the great men who showed a great amount of faith. It goes into Noah, and it goes to Enoch. When he was translated. Um, it goes into Noah and the boat and the ark. It goes into Abraham and when he sacrificed Isaac, or was willing to sacrifice Isaac. You know, and these are all great testimonies that these great men have endured and have are able to give. You know, and we want to be found in that same testimony. You know, so this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11. And I'm going to start at verse 1, and I'm going to end it at verse 6. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Okay, so we cannot see the Lord physically, in physical form. We cannot see Yahweh Shem Yahushai in a physical form. Everything that we have is based off of faith, and faith, and faith, man. It's all based on faith. You can't roll in this ministry without faith. All right, and all those individuals who don't really have faith, you're gonna get sizzled out real quick, because with faith you are able to grow as an individual in this ministry. All right, it reads, "For by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. By faith Abel offered unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai a more acceptable sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai testifying of his gifts, and by it he, being dead, yet speaketh." All right, and Abel and Cain are both representations of Jacob and Esau. Abel being Jacob and Cain being Esau. Okay, because when you go into their account, Abel offered, a whole lot of good. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he offered a bunch of like uh, sheep. Okay, I believe, and he offered fruits. I believe, and he offered, just good, uh, acceptable sacrifices unto the Lord. Meanwhile, Cain, being the carnal individual that he was, he ain't sacrificed shit for the Lord. He gave the Lord scraps. And that's that shows you the difference in faith. Okay, and what faith shows you how by Shema Shai. By faith are we able to do all these things. By faith are we able to stay in this ministry. By faith are we able to continue to fight and strive to be better in this truth, man. It says, By faith, Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found, because Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has translated him. For before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Exactly. All right. Enoch had this testimony that pleased Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and because of that, the Lord was able to deliver him. Okay. And obviously, the Lord is able to deliver out of everything, and He can deliver anybody out of anything. If the Lord truly wanted to, He could save Esau's ass and, you know, um, uh, have his ass inherit the throne. That's just the Lord the Lord is the Almighty, right? But we understand that the Lord is a man of His word. Okay, um, the scriptures speak on uh, roughly paraphrasing, it goes, Shalakia. I be forgetting how it goes, but pretty much, the Lord is not. Oh, roughly paraphrasing, let Yahweh Shema Shai be found true and every man a liar. You know, so the Lord isn't a man that lies. He doesn't count slackness. All right. It says, verse 6, but without faith it is impossible to please Him. For he that cometh to Yahweh Hashem Shai must believe that He is, and He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. And that's exactly what we're doing. We are diligently seeking the Lord Yahweh Hashem Shai every single day, every single night, seeking the Lord, doing things that are pleasing unto Him, doing things that help us get closer unto Yahweh Hashem Shai, doing things that allow us to get closer to the Lord and allow us to pretty much be found what's the word, favorable in the sight of Yahweh Hashem Shai, and that's our whole goal. Okay, that is our whole duty of man. Real quick. All right. It says, the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. It reads, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh Hashem Shai and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Exactly. Our whole duty of man is to keep His commandments, and the Lord commanded us to keep the faith, to have faith in Him, and to fear Him. So who are we to disobey? All right. And if you have true faith, okay, if you have true faith of the Lord is truly supping with you, you're going to have that fear and you're going to have that faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you know. And that's something that is just given unto us by the Heavenly Father and the only begotten Son. We did nothing special. We are not, we did nothing. We are ordinary men. All right, the Lord has all the power, and that's something that we should always take into account. Always understand that the Lord did not need us, and He does not need us. Okay, we need Him, and we need to strive for that crown, and we need to strive to be found favorable. And we have to understand and really take into mind that He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. Okay, real quick, and I'll end it off on here. All right, because it's very important that we know that we are not doing this for nothing. Uh, the book of Hebrews, chapter 6, and I'll start at verse 9. But beloved, we are persuaded better things of you, and things that accompany salvation, though we thus speak. For Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is not unrighteous to forget your work and labors of love. Exactly. The Lord will never forget your labors of love. The Lord will never forget those times where you fought the flesh in order to make a lesson. When you fought the flesh in order to do things for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. The Lord will never forget those. And if you're doing them in truth and sincerity, that's the only way, because that's our only way out of here. What else are you going to do? You're going to get a gun? You're going to try to fight your way out of this? Esau has a fucking army. Okay, so our whole way, our whole only hope is Yahweh Hashem Shai, which ye have shewed towards his name, and in that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. And that's exactly what we do, man. We do minister to the saints. Okay, we do have faith in the names of Yahweh Hashem Shai. Like the scriptures say, his name is a strong tower, and the righteous runneth into it and is safe, man. So, that's pretty much the lesson, man. Lord willing was edifying. Lord willing was uplifting. Want to give our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakodash. The bond yet again to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who run teach well. Peace, blessings, and salutations unto the hopeful. Shalom.